So in last episode, we have completed get API and the post API, like how we read the data and how we create the new record also. So we have seen the template form also, like how do we create the template form, very basic only, not validation and everything. For validation, I will create a separate episode. Just we will complete the API integration first. So this is how we created an object, and then this object we binded to our form by using ng model. Then on click of save user, we have done this API call. So post API call, and inside that we have parsed the API and along with the object. Fine. Again, next and the error block I have explained. Now we have to use the same component for doing the update one. Now see, this is your user, means this is your UI. So we have the record in the table. Now here, one more column should be added that we will call it as a delete. And once user click on edit, sorry, edit and the delete, two buttons we will add. Once click on edit, this particular record should get populated over here, right? So for that, let's add a button. Let's close it. So in call 7, we had this table. One more th I will add that we will call it as actions. Then one more td. Here we will have button, class btn hyphen primary, something color I'm using. Let's say this will be for edit, and one more button for delete. Let me just copy paste. Color will be, let's say, success. Sorry, danger we can go. This will be deleted. Let's save. So no, what, something spelling mistake is there. Btn, yeah, bnt is there. So we have got two buttons. Let's make it small one. Btn hyphen sm class is there, which will make the button smaller. Fine. So we have edit and the delete button. Let's say if we click on this particular edit record, this record should get populated over here. So now from the gate API, we have already got everything, whatever we need. But let's see one more time. So this was the goal tracker API we were using. So if we check the get all user API, this is the data we are getting. And for update, now if you can see, this is the update API. For update also, we need to pass the same API, but here something different object is there. Created date, project name, extra ID. But okay, let's try it. So this property is directly getting this. While creating, we just have this field and this field. But in the update, I think the some extra fields are there. So that's my mistake. But let's try if it works or not. Because these fields, create date, project name, and the extra ID, this is from your backend side. It is automatically adding. Okay, let's try to pass the same thing. Now, on click of edit, we have the object over here. So let's write the code for it now. So click on edit, because from the API call only we are getting whole data. So we will pass the same object over here. So on click of edit, we are calling this function, and while calling this function, we are passing the current object which we want to update. So let's create this function now. After save, function name. Then while calling this function, we are passing the object. So let's catch that object over here, item, colon, any. Now, whatever the data we get, that we need to assign to our object. So that is user object is equal to item. Fine. Let's save. Let's save. Let's check if we are able to first click on the edit. See, whatever the record I'm clicking, that record is getting populated. What was the record we clicked? Test. If I click on edit, see, test record got populated over here. So on click of edit, particular record getting populated. Now, if we are in the edit mode, instead of save, we should get the update button. Now, what's the difference between save and the update? In case of update, we will have the user ID present. See, let me print it also. Where is the form? So we have this form, right? So let me show you. Let's print user object dot user ID. Let's save. So by default, let's reload. By default, in case of new user, we have it as a 0. But once we click on edit, see, ID is getting populated. Whatever the record we are updating, that ID will be populated, right? So if the ID is not 0, we have to show the update button. Fine. So we will use our control flow statement again. So let me just copy paste. Again, at the rate if condition will be, if the user ID is 0, in this object, the specific property is 0, we will say this is an create mode. So we will show the save button over here. But in at the rate else, we will show the update button. So this button, we will put it over here. Let's add a different class to this warning, and this will be update. And for update, we will have a separate API call because API call is different. So function will should be also different. Fine. Let's create this function quickly. Fine. Now let's test it. So by default, you can see save button is coming. If I click on edit, you see update button we are getting. Okay. On click of reset, we just need to reset the form and our object also set back to the 0 on reset. Let's quickly do that also. Otherwise, I forget the reset functionality. So what I need to do on click of reset, we just need to reinitialize this whole object again so that our form will get reinitialized. So this dot user object is equal to, let's save and check now. So by default, it is there. If I click on edit, we get the form. If I click on reset, see, again, we are back to the create mode. Okay. So that thing is done. Now, if we click on, let's try to update our record, edit. So we got the record. Now on click of update, one other API call is there. Let's get the method name. So method name is update user. But if you see, we need to pass the ID also. Like 121 something will be there. And if you click on test endpoint, let me get the URL. So this will be your URL. Okay. User ID we are not passing correct now. So that's why it is giving error, or 122 was there. 12. Let's check the get all users so that we can pass the correct ID. What was it? 140 is there now. Let's pass 140 to the update API. Here also 140, and here also same ID you need to pass. On click of test endpoint, ID saying failed to JSON. Let me try in the network tab. Here it is success, but in my portal it is breaking. Anyway, so this should be our API URL. Here you need to pass the ID of which record you are going to update and the record itself, and the method will be put. Fine. So we have already created the function. Now we just have to write the API call. So this dot http dot put method, because this is for update, right? URL we need to pass. So this will be your URL. But here instead of 140, you need to pass this dot user object dot user ID you need to pass. And second parameter will be your object. So whole object, this dot user object. Now you will say like in this use, we are passing the whole object. In this object also we have the user ID, but why we have to pass this user ID separately? Normally, when API developer develop the API, in case of put API, we ask upfrontly, again extra, we need to ask, we ask user to pass the user ID so that we can match this user ID with this. Again, one more validation kind of thing we have. Okay. So again, dot subscribe, round bracket, curly bracket, next. This will be our success call. Then error. Fine. Now, if it is success, again, we will call this alert and this. And if it is error, this alert box, we will put it over here. And this error will go away. So see, API calls are almost same, just your URL and how you are passing the U data, that will keep on changing. Instead of created, let's say updated success. Fine. Let's check if a update is happening or not. Let's open the network tab. So last record, the one which we have created, test 22. Instead of 22, let's say email I'm changing to @gmail.com, password 223344 I'm changing, test user data, name also I'm changing. Fine. Let's click on update now. Wait, what it is saying? Okay. So you see, like for update API, I initially told you like we have to pass a different data. So see, in case of update, this property should be there. So let's copy it. What we will do, once we get the object now, we will add two more properties to it. So this dot user object dot. So in the existing object, we didn't have this field, but created it again, I'm passing. I will just pass the new date because that API is breaking. Fine. Let's try one more time. If we pass this, it is working or not. Otherwise, we will pass the remaining field also. Test @gmail.com. Password 223344. Let's check on click of update. Yeah, user updated success. See, update API call is there 204 means API call got updated successfully. Okay. And in the get user, let's check at the bottom. Wait, where is the record? Something is wrong. Test 22. It got deleted or what? My API is not working properly, I think. Okay, project name I passed something else. That's why it is breaking. So sorry, my APIs are not working properly. Because if we are passing the project name empty in a string, so it is going somewhere else. So what was the project name for this API? Sorry, this is my mistake. But API call will be like that only. Currently, my API is not working, but I will fix it. By the time you are going to see this video, I will fix this API. So whatever we have done now, API call is dead. Just my API is breaking. So when you try, it will work. Okay. And you don't need to do this also. I will remove that unnecessary field also from the object. So you don't need to do this. This is the code what you have to do. Okay. Now, so update is done. That part is remaining is like delete. So if you check the delete API, what you need to pass? The ID. Okay. In the URL, you need to pass the ID, then you will be able to delete. Let's check the API first. Test. And I will try to fix this issue also. API's calls are happening, but it is breaking over there. So this will be your URL for the delete. Okay. Now while deleting, you just need to pass the user ID, what record you want to delete. So from API also, click on delete user. And here we will pass item dot, just the user ID we need. So only that thing we will pass on delete user. Fine, let's create this function. And while calling this function, we are supposed to get the ID. So let's catch that. And over here, we are going to make the API call. So I'm just going to copy paste this now. Just my URL will change. Instead of this static, whatever the ID you get, that we will pass it over here. So this ID, we will pass it over here. Instead of put, it will be delete method. So message we will change, delete success, and again get API call. Fine. Let's add a debugger and let's see. Fine. Let's try to delete the first record. If we click on delete, let's check the network call. If we click on delete, we got the ID as 129. Continue. So user got deleted successfully. After again, we have the get API call. So you can see that record got deleted. Let's check the second one. Yasir, delete. Okay. Fine. Let's check this first one also again. ASD 999. We are able to delete. But delete should not happen like this. Whenever we implement the delete or something, now we should ask for the confirmation. So just to confirm user is delete, we will use confirm box. And here we will show the message. Are you sure want to delete? If user, in case of this, we will get OK and the cancel button. If user clicks on OK, we will get true over here in this variable. So if it is true, sorry, if it is true, we have to make our API call. Otherwise, we don't have to do anything. So this API call will go inside this. Let me just format. Always have a habit of formatting your code. This looks proper. Okay. Whenever you are appearing for the machine test, make sure you are formatting the code before submitting it. Because no one wants to see your messy code. It should be properly in a readable format. So always format your code. Okay. Again, one more thing, if you are following this tutorial and if you are liking the content, please do like, subscribe, and add some comment also. It will help me to grow my channel also. Fine. Now let's test it if we are able to implement what we thought of. If we click on the delete, we got the API call of that network, sorry, confirm box. If I say on cancel, nothing is happening. Fine. If I click on delete and if I click on OK, see one API call is there. Got it? So we are able to do the verification also. Let's try to delete this KT. If I click on delete, if I click on cancel, you can see no API call is over here. Again, if I click on delete and if I click on OK, see API call is there. and one more record is also there. So record got deleted. So this is how we have completed all the CRUD operation. Update only was not happening because of the API issue, but I will fix that. I hope you were able to understand that. So in this one episode only, I have completed update and the delete only. Fine. Again, I'm repeating, like, please do like and subscribe. In video description, you will be finding a link to join my WhatsApp group. You can join that also. That's it. Again, I will be coming up with the next topic, reactive form, and again, so many things are there. So we will go one by one.